An $8,000 adult tax credit that may just be showing up in the next stimulus package. Let's get into it and discuss all the details, as this topic is once again showing up in the news quite a bit lately. Welcome everyone, thanks so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm back each and every day to keep you updated with all this information that is changing literally every single day. In fact, if you've been watching my videos for a while now, you continue to see all of these updates literally every single day. Proposal after proposal after proposal, or all of these ideas and different concepts that they want to add into the stimulus package. Some of them stick and some of them don't. But either way, we need to continue watching all this very closely, because you literally never know what's going to pop up next and what could potentially add up into the next stimulus package. So thank you so much for your support, and feel free to go back and check out some other videos right here on the channel after, of course, you get done watching this one. All right, thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's get into it and talk about this $8,000 potential tax credit that could be showing up into the next stimulus package. Now, really quickly, before we get into this, let me explain what a tax credit is. Now, this term actually confuses a lot of people because it is kind of confusing, but let me explain it to you really briefly here. When I say tax credit, think of stimulus check. It's the same thing. Literally all the stimulus checks that we've received, the $1,200, the $600, and the $1,400 stimulus checks, those were tax credits. The only difference is they gave us an advance on the tax credit. So think of the term cash advance. I mean, all of us have heard of a cash advance, right? So it's literally the exact same thing. The Treasury, in reference to those stimulus checks, the Treasury basically just give us an advance on a tax credit. So rather than making us wait to file our tax returns, they basically just said, well, it's going to show up on your tax return anyway, so let's just give you an advance, a cash advance on that tax credit. So that's exactly what it is. So in terms of this $8,000 adult tax credit, again, pretty much just think stimulus check. Pretty much the same thing. So anyway, let's talk about this, as this topic has been showing up in the news quite a bit again lately, and I want to lay it out for you because there is talks that they may just be adding this into the next stimulus package. All right, so here's what we want to know. This bill, or this proposal, it was actually reintroduced recently, and it is called the Worker Protection and Credit Reform Act. Pretty fancy name, right? Well, that's what it's actually called, and what they want to do here is send out up to $8,000 in the form of a tax credit. So it would be $4,000 as an individual or $8,000 as a married couple. And even for a married couple, it'd be for those people earning up to $90,000 as a married couple. Well, I'm not sure about you, but $90,000 as an combined income for a married couple? Not bad, right? I mean, seriously, that is a pretty nice income right there. In fact, that is far above the national average for household income. So that's pretty nice, $90,000 of income. Now, here's the thing, too. They'd want to send these payments out, and again, this is for adult tax credit. Does that kind of sound a little bit familiar? Something similar to maybe like child tax credit? Have you heard of that one? I know you have, because those payments are going out right now on a monthly basis to millions of families and millions of people. In fact, those payments alone are going out on a monthly basis to almost 40 million households. But this one that we're talking about in this video is an adult tax credit. Same thing, just the age parameters change, right? So rather than child tax credit, we're talking about adults. Yeah, right? So anyway, what they want to do with this payment is basically implement this next year, and potentially it would probably show up on your 2021 tax return early next year. Now again, if you do not file a tax return, you might want to start filing a tax return early next year for 2021. But of course, this is not accounting advice, it is not financial advice, it is not advice in any way. I would highly recommend that you talk to your accountant or your person who actually knows your situation and your accounting information. So again, I'm not giving you advice, but rather, if you don't file a tax return and you don't claim the tax credits, then it's kind of hard to get the tax return or the tax credit if you don't file a tax return, right? Get what I'm kind of saying? So yeah, anyway, they want to maybe potentially implement this as early as this coming year, which is just not that many months away, right? We're actually kind of closing in on the end of the year a little faster than I think a lot of us would probably hope for. But either way, in their statements talking about this, they actually mentioned that getting cash to the people is actually the best solution, because then people can actually solve their own problems. So they're actually citing right there that getting cash to people, like literally distributing cash to people, like cash into the pockets of people, allows us, the people, to actually solve our own problems. Well, I like the sound of that, right? Everybody can solve some problems with some cash. They also continued on with their statements, and they said that other programs like SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or Section 8 housing vouchers do also help specifically for like food assistance and housing assistance, but yet there's no other programs out there that help a person with unexpected like car repair or other repairs that happen to come up. So this adult tax credit could be something that would step in with some additional cash payments to help people out during this time when maybe there's no other programs out there to lean back on in the event of an unexpected expense, like an unexpected car repair, a car breakdown, something like that, and you need some extra cash. Well, you don't have a program for that right now, but there are these other programs like SNAP and Section 8 that do provide benefits for many people for like housing and food assistance. So now, they did not specifically mention anything like a advance on these payments, like just like the child tax credit that is being sent out in the form of advances on a monthly basis. We did not see this in this about the adult tax credit, but maybe that'll still be added in there. I'm anticipating, considering that it is allowed right now on the child tax credit, maybe, just maybe, they'll come out and say, hey, we're doing it for the child tax credit. Maybe we should just also implement this for the adult tax credit and then let them claim it on a monthly basis throughout the year so that they have an infusion of cash throughout the year. Once again, going back, people with money can solve problems, right? So maybe they just look at this and say, you know, we see the success with the child tax credit payments on a monthly basis. Let's offer this as an adult tax credit on a monthly basis as well. So still waiting on that to be determined if that would be allowed, but a pretty cool thing. Again, for an individual, $4,000, and as a married couple, up to $8,000. That'd be huge, right? I mean, that'd be huge. $8,000 as a married couple, that's significantly higher than even the child tax credit payments, right? So, I mean, we're talking about so many different proposals here. There's so many different things going on with these stimulus packages. That's why I continue to tell you, you gotta make sure to stay tuned with all the videos, because you literally never know what's gonna come out like the next day or later today. Seriously, there's so many proposals that come out on a regular basis. I mean, literally every day. It's pretty much anybody's guess at this point what could possibly be coming out next. But either way, the adult tax credit is potentially another great thing that could make its way into this stimulus package. Now, one more thing I want to mention. I've said this, previously in other videos over the last few months here, but we need to continue watching literally everything that goes into this stimulus package simply because a fourth stimulus check could actually make its appearance in a different form. Hashtag adult tax credit. Because it's all literally the exact same thing. Stimulus checks, adult tax credits, child tax credits, all of them are the same thing. Tax credits that ultimately get cash into your pockets through an advance on that tax credit. So if all that makes sense, I get it. A lot of confusing terms, a lot of words using advance, tax credit, all these types of things. But realistically what it is basically just the Treasury sending out money in the form of a cash advance into your pocket or your bank account based on what you would otherwise file and claim on your tax return the following year, if all that makes sense. So basically they would owe you the money in the following year off of your tax return, but rather than sending it to you early in the form of an advance, cash advance. Right? So anyway, this is another proposal that's out there floating around in the news. I've seen it quite a bit lately, and I wanted to bring it up because if you haven't heard about it, I'm guessing you're probably going to hear about it over the coming days and or weeks because it's out there quite a bit. So this is the latest proposal, just another one out there. There's a lot going on right now, so make sure to subscribe right down below the video so I can be here for you every single day to keep you updated with all this information going on right now. as things are changing so rapidly during this time. And of course, this channel is, and I am, your one-stop shop for honest, accurate, reliable, and transparent information every single day regarding Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, stimulus checks, stimulus packages, tax credits, and basically everything else you want to know during this time. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your day, subscribe down below, and go back and check out some other videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I'll catch you later.